passion project, I chose to do mine on the history of the Diablo. So, basically, before I get into all the history, I'm going to show you what it is. So, it basically consists of two parts. The Diablo, there's the sticks with the handle and the string. In between, like this should be the length of your arm span, like that. And then this is the Diablo. And I will just quickly show you what it is. It's basically just something with two cups on either end that can spin fast, and that one you put your string straight like this. It won't fall off because it's spinning very, very fast. And basically, people use it just for main trick is just throwing it up like that. So now that you probably know what a Diablo is, you might have already knew. I'm just going to explain. So, well, you can do a series of many other tricks. So, I'll start with where the Diablo came from. It was introduced to the circus when these jugglers created these feats and stunts with something called the Chinese yo-yo. This is not a Diablo. It's like this. It's not hollow inside like a Diablo. And then in 1906, there was a French man who named Gustave Philippart who took the design of the Chinese yo-yo and he made some changes. Like he made it so cups. So his original design was where it had cups on either end, and it was made of metal, and he had tire rubber like outline to protect the sides. But this are different than these types of Diablos. These are just modern Diablos. This is like the Diablo he made, just not made of the same parts. I took this Diablo apart for the video. Usually you would never want to take Diablos apart, but this one just already fell apart, so it's fine. So basically, there's a screw, and then put like a washer type thing, like this, and then the cup, and this is the axle, one of the most important parts. This is the middle of the Diablo that goes where the string goes. So if you go and you can put on, if I put it together, this is the original design, but just made of different materials. So that is the axle, like this. Right now, since it's not fully on, this axle can turn, but it should not turn because then there will be no friction, and friction is what makes it turn. So once it's put together, this, you can put on the knot. Not the knot, just thing that holds it in. This is basically just the original. The difference between this and the modern is because this Diablo, it has a bearing. So I'll show you what that means. So if I take this one, this is just a regular modern Diablo. This is a fixed Diablo, so there's no bearing. And if you hold right here and you try spin, it won't work because there's no bearing because you're holding it. But if you do this, it can spin one way. But if you try spinning it the other way, it won't work. It's a one-way bearing. So this helps so that when it creates friction, it will only create friction one way, and so it won't start making it to stop, and you can get spinning for much longer, and it can be used for many more tricks. And this is different than these two. This is a 3-bearing Diablo. This has 3 bearings. So if you see here, it can spin one way like the other, but it has 3 bearings. There's one right here, one here, and one here. So it has more room for the string, and it's much more balanced and gets speeds much faster. So this is much better doing some tricks, but this is good for beginners and just doing like the beginner 20 tricks. Then there's the 5-bearing Diablo. It's similar to the 3-bearing. Instead of having 3 bearings, it will have 5. So it will have like one here, one here, one here, like the 3, and then it will add 2 more on the sides, like right here. But they'll be smaller. And then there are also 2 different types of other Diablos. There's a very original one. There's the whistling Diablo. So when it spins, it creates whistling noise because they put slots in it. So it's not like hollow. It's just like a circle. It's like this thick and it's a circle. So and they put slots in it. So when it spins, it makes a whistling noise. And that one is pretty dangerous because it's made of hard plastic and can really hurt you. So then people started doing something else. They started putting the hard plastic. Started putting an outline to the hard plastic, and they put the hard plastic in the middle. So when you touched it to stop it, it won't hurt you. And there's a Monobolo. It's like a Diablo, but it only has 1 cup, and it has it's like this. This white part would be a grip, and you'd be able to hold it from here. There'd be no cup, and then there'd just be like a little triangle facing down like a top where you could spin it on your hand. That one is really hard to do, but it's also very cool. And there's also one more type of Diablo. It's a fire Diablo. It's basically like this. It's in the cup. It has metal though. It's metal and has holes in the middle. And right here, it has like these things that can burn. That you can dip in like this fuel or stuff that can burn. Those are very cool. They just very dangerous because you can set yourself on fire or maybe a house. So you have to be like a master Diablo or to do that. And that is basically my passion project. Now I will show you some of the tricks I have learned with my Diablo. Using a 3-bearing. This is my personal favorite. I know, but because I'm just much better at this than the other one. All I'm doing you could never do with a fix. Some of the tricks you can, but most of them no. And these tricks are easier done with the 3 bearing. Just because the bearing's a little bit bigger and it's a little bit easier. And that's basically all my Diablo tricks. I'm sorry if you hear a lot of background noise. It's just hard to not get any background noise. And I hope my passion project encourages you to get a Diablo and try to learn how to do it. Yeah, well, that's basically my passion project. I hope you enjoyed.